What normal activity seems suspicious when done at 3 am? Digging a hole. When my cat had to be put down, they gave us her body wrapped in a blanket so we could bury her. We got home around 11 midnight-ish and my dad goes into the garage and gets a big shovel and can't find any flashlights. But he does find an oil lantern. So there we are. My dad has the shovel on his shoulder and the bundle in hand, and I'm following behind with the lantern. We go to the open field by the house and commit the deed. I think your pet would have been proud to have such a dramatic and suspicious funeral, as befitting a cat. Hanging out at a school. Depending on your age, that could be creepier at 3 p.m. Sunbathing. Edit. Wow, my first gold coin. Thanks, kind stranger. Sunrise tomorrow is at 2:55 am where I live, so weird, but not super suspicious. Had a neighbor who would use power tools, mostly saws. Late at night, my family would joke that he was cutting up bodies again. That neighbor, Jeffrey Dahmer. And now you know the rest of the story. Running laps around the front lawn, stirring tea in the den, over and over and over, admiring yourself in a mirror like window reflection. Creepy as all get out. I work nights, so my answer is nothing. Stop judging us nighters. Overnight shift for 10 years. The judgment from day walkers is real. Walking home but there happens to be a woman doing the same and she is in front of you. Yo, same. Worst thing is when you're following someone who lives in the same apartment as you. You're just walking behind, trying to leave some space to let them feel comfortable, and then it's been 4 blocks later and you're walking up to them as they put their keys in the door. Tension release when they shut the door and you actually have a key to the building. Then it's the immediate realization, oh, he's not a murderer. He just has a shitty job and lives here. Eats a Krabby Patty. Oh boy. 3 am. Ringing a doorbell. There's only one time anyone rang my doorbell in the middle of the night. I was about 8. My dad answered the door to find a man with a profusely bleeding gash in his forehead. His wife was driving a car with him and crashed into a tree in the front of our house. She was still in the car, unconscious. I was really young so I didn't understand what was going on at the time, but in hindsight, I'm sure they were drunk. So what I guess I'm saying is, yep, normal things don't coincide with 3 am doorbells. Receiving a phone call. Edit. Spelling. My mind immediately goes to, oh no, who died? My mind goes to who's in jail, and how much is bail? Answering emails, especially for your customers. In grad school, this would not be viewed as weird. Professors tend to do it as well. No one in academia ever sleeps. Walking at night. Everyone will always think you're up to no good walking in night. Losing your key and looking for the extra hidden around your entryway. Luckily I keep a spare key under the mat. Expression of anger at oneself. Playing Pokemon Go or Ingress. I do this. Cops are always curious and pull up next to me. I just tell them I am playing Pokemon while nobody is out. They leave me alone for the most part now. Getting water from the sink downstairs in my house apparently. Never seen my dad come downstairs so fast. I tried this and had my mom come upstairs and grab a big 8-inch chef's knife before screaming at me to freeze while she turned on the light. I was 3 and had been banging around trying to get the stool so I could reach the glasses. I wasn't scared, just confused. Just driving while being a young person. Apparently, I live in a medium-sized town in the Midwest, about 35,000 people, and when I was about 18 or 19, I just grabbed my car keys and go for late night drives when I couldn't sleep. I've suffered from horrible insomnia since I was little. Always anxious about something and needed to think. Our town has some beautiful historic districts, beautiful graveyards, parks, picturesque downtown area, and I just put on some music that I liked and drive through them. It was so relaxing. 7 times out of 10, I'd get pulled over by a cop, not for doing anything like breaking a traffic law or something, but just because a passing cop on duty would be driving past me, see that I was a teenager, and pull me over and question me. They'd always just be like, how old are you? 19? Okay, so, what you doing out this late? Why are you out driving around at 1 AM? And I just tell them the truth, that it was how I dealt with stress. I found it very calming, and it helped me think when I couldn't sleep. I was well past the age of being subject to curfew, so they had to let me go. Some of them would follow me for a while before getting bored, but more often than not, I'd get pulled over just for being a young driver out and about so late. Standing in front of your neighbor's house and just staring at it. Wait, I can do this in broad daylight and not be seen as weird. Duckin' sweet. Edit. Just got done talking with the police. Don't do this, guys. Playing on the playground. Depending on your age, this might be the only time it's not frowned on. Asking your neighbor for a cup of sugar. Cocaine. Purchasing candles and red paint while dressed in dark clothing. But hey, creatures of the night gotta make their pentagram somehow, right? Your parents, looking at your Windows desktop as they step into your room. Hunched over, with your pants on the floor and mom's baby lotion on the desk. Staring at a pic of a family gathering. Zoomed in on the dogs. Going into a bank. That would be called breaking and entering. P. Visiting your uncle's grave. Aunt's grave is totally kosher, though. Packing and moving. Making chocolate pudding, especially when you've lost control of your life. Stew. Ignore that beach and go back to bed. Oh bullshit, one time I saw my neighbor mowing his lawn at 3 am. That's meth. Walking my dogs. I work a 12-hour night shift and have to come home to walk them at 3 am in the morning. IMHO, if there's any good reason to be out and about at stupid o'clock, it's walking your dog. S. If you're up late, you're also gonna wake up late and it's cruel to make them hold it in for that long. Tweeting as the President of the United States. Giving a kid a tour of the neighborhood. Driving a DeLorean around a parking lot at 88 miles an hour. This wouldn't make me suspicious because I'd know exactly what you're up to. Knocking on your friend's door to return the kitchen knife you borrowed from them. Look, officer, I really have to go to Freddy. He is waiting for his knife. Mowing the lawn. That's not suspicious. You're just being a dunt mowing the lawn at 3 am. Driving to work. I leave for 4 at 3 am and have been pulled over an average of once a year. They always think I'm either drunk or have drugs. Yes, all the time when I worked at my first job at Starbucks. Young person out and about at 1 am equals always drunk according to cops, I guess. Waiting in front of the elementary school. Flying a kite. Laughing hysterically while alone at home. But I do this all the time. Putting a carpet in your car. Washing the carpet. Washing your car. Nursery rhymes on your porch. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. Suddenly liking the pictures of someone you barely know on Facebook. Best comment of the day. When I was 13, my dad was trying to chase a drug dealer out of town. I remember that my dad would carry a large metal pipe everywhere he went. I found this pretty funny until one night I was trying to go to bed and heard a tap tap. Now the way my room is set up that my bed is against the wall with 3 big windows right over my bed. So all you had to do was look through my window and have full view of me and my room. It turns out that this guy came back to fuck with us or something, or so that's the theory. So he started tapping on my window. Since I was a 13-year-old girl, I was terrified and didn't move. The tapping turned into knocking, which turned into smashing. I then remember seeing my dad run into my room in only his underwear carrying his pipe. He yelled some profanities and ran out the door to chase the dude. Long story short, the dude bailed town via railroad and I got a set of curtains. This was legit only 3 years ago. I'm still freaked out by open windows.